Happy New Year's. Welcome back. This is 2019 and this is going to be season 2 of my vlogs and my rants and my opinions and, things like that. So let's just get straight to it. I'm not even going to go ahead and... sorry. Happy New Year. We're back and this is Janessa Rose. And I knows a little bit of stuff. I think I be knowing. Sometimes I don't be knowing shit. Why is it hard to break up in the relationship? I mean, no matter what. Alright, you gotta get down. No matter what, relationships are gonna be hard, to get out of. One thing that I want you guys to consider is the science. You guys probably hear the steam coming up. It just snowed last night. So, all right. So one thing I want you to consider is the science of love and what happens to us physically and to our bodies and to our brains while we're having relationships with people and the things that occur during the relationship. Okay. So this is going to help you to understand why breaking up is a hard thing to do alone on a physical and scientific level. Okay, so it doesn't change the fact that relationships, it's hard. It doesn't change. Heartbreak is heartbreak, and heartbreak is devastating sometimes. It's a trauma to us. So you know what I mean, like sometimes that's hard to do no matter what, but understanding the science behind why we bond and cling to one another as people in relationships can help it soften. It can cushion the breakup just a little bit. Because once you start to consider the science behind love, then you can say, well, okay, well, maybe I'm not in love. Or maybe this is why I'm reacting this way. You understand? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain a little bit. I'm not that privy on it. I know a little bit, so I'm not that savvy on it. I know a little bit about it, but I have a really dope link. I'm not affiliated with this company or nothing like that, but Science, ASAP Science, I think it's called. They have a dope channel on YouTube, and I love that channel. Whenever I need a quick, fast, understandable breakdown of something on a scientific note to get the facts, I definitely go to them. So I suggest you do that. I'm going to put that downstairs in the little description box. As you see, that'll be, I'm like downstairs. But below us, you'll see the link to the ASAP Science. And you'll be able to understand. All right, so let's look at the first thing. The first things first is that when we're in love, or when we think we're in love, things start to happen to our body. Okay? Our brain starts to send signals to different departments, okay, in the brain, and it's like release this, release that, and these things that are being released are antigens and neurotransmitters and chemicals, and they change our attitudes. It changes the way we feel, which is why we get into these relationships where we romanticize them and we fantasize about them. You know what I'm saying? And make them into these things that are like, how could you do this to me if they decide to break up? Because we're moving based off of the chemicals that are in our blood system that are making us feel these things. And because we're not educated on it, or we're not privy to it, and we're not paying attention to it, you're not going to understand. You're going to only consciously say to yourself, all right, cool, I'm in love with this person because I feel this way. Okay, so one of the things that happens when we're in love is a lot of, it's oxytocin is released. So this is called the bonding, the pleasure chemical and the bonding, you know what I'm saying? Chemicals. These are the things that bond us together. So your chemical, all right, so basically what happens is when you're intimate with someone, okay, when you're intimate, you release different so oxytocin releases in our body at this time. This causes a surge and a spike in other hormones and chemicals that feel good to us. Serotonin is one of them. Dopamine is one of them. Vasopressin. I mean, there's so many different ones. I'm not a scientist. I mean, I'll mix it up. I'll get it all confused. Point of the matter is that there's these chemicals that are coming out in our body during sex. Because what happens is when your brain lights up, the area of your brain that's lighting up during sex and pleasure and intimacy with your person that you're in a relationship with has the same side effects as cocaine in a person's brain. Now, for those of you who's never done cocaine, you know, you might be like, well, that's crazy, but it's not. It's the same feeling as if you were in love, just you know what I'm saying? Like an overwhelming amount of excitement. And that's why you get like, oh my God, I like this person. Oh my God, I want to be with this person. So on and so forth. All right, cool. I'm not going to get too much into that because I might be all over the place with that. So you guys, when you go into when you click in, go down, link below, you'll see ASAP Science, the science of love, and the science of heartbreak. And you guys can see those two links and you'll understand what I'm trying to get to. All right. So now that we looked at the scientific part of it, let's put that aside and just understand that there are physical things that happen and change within our bodies and our minds and our brains that affect our behavior and our emotions. Okay. Now, these are scientifical facts. So these are things that happen no matter what, whether you understand them or not. They're happening in the body. This is a fact. This occurs in every human. Some probably less than others, but nonetheless, this still occurs. All right. So like if you put two people in a relationship in the MRI booth having sex, you'll see this stuff occurring. And then the side effects and the lasting effects of these, hormones, they last for a while. Okay. Therefore, the more you engage in those things, the more those emotions stay. Okay? All right. Scientifically, we figured that out. Okay, now, emotions. Our emotions are not facts. Okay? Our emotions are not facts. They change with the circumstance. Sometimes because we feel that way and we feel strongly about it, we believe that they're the truth. And it's the way I feel, and so on and so forth. But many of us have broken up with other people before in the past. So there may have been a point where you felt very adamant about these people or the situation or the wrongs done to you or you having to do wrong to them. Things like that. So with that being said, I'm pretty sure today the emotions are not the same. They're not as heightened as they were during the time unless you haven't got over it. Now, with that being said, you can't really trust your emotions at the time. You know what I'm saying? Because so like I said, emotions change with circumstance. Okay? So most of us are afraid of breaking up based off of the emotions that we're in. And we don't go into the breakup even though it's needed sometimes. Sometimes there's certain relationships that need to break up. And people will hold on to this idea and this concept of I'm going to stay for the kids, or I gave my vows, or I don't want to be alone, or they'll never find somebody else like me, or I don't want to let them go, or I need the money, or whatever. There's a whole bunch of reasons why people stay in relationships, but I assure you sometimes, and most of the times, it's not for love. Okay? Now, I don't know if any of you have heard, a lot of people, lately I've been having this conversation with people and I'm trying to test, my audience and see how many people know this, but a lot of people don't. So there's a saying in the Bible, in the book of Corinthians, the second book, 6:14, all right? Ye be not unequally yoked with unbelievers. So basically, like, you shouldn't be in a relationship that you're unevenly yoked with unbelievers. So it's broken down and translated as in the unbeliever is like they don't believe in Christ, or they don't believe in God, or like you're a Christian and your boyfriend's a Muslim, so that's unevenly yoked and you can't be in a relationship, and that's against God. That is not the case. This is my opinion and this is my spiritual advice. However, it's not professional. You know what I'm saying? It's just my own truth and what I feel like I get from the divine. I don't believe that that's the case. That's not the case. I believe the unevenly yoked is basically this. We have, we are vibrational beings. We move. We have energy in our body. We vibrate. We follow the law of rhythm. And this is why we're alive. The movement in the body, the vibrations. So this brings us up and down on these polars, on this pole of opposites, of good, bad, high, low, black, white, dark, light, evil, good, boy, girl, yin, yang, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has that. Everybody has that split. You know what I'm saying? And people go up and down it or whatever have you. If I'm on, let's just say hypothetically, if I'm on a 10 and my boyfriend is on a 3, that's unevenly yoked. Okay? If my boyfriend lives in the state of fear and operates in the state of fear, and I'm growing constantly from fear to bliss and to joy and to love and to happiness and confidence and so on and so forth, but he's still in fear, and he's like, oh, you're cheating on me, and oh, you're this and you're that, and this needs to stop. This breakup needs to happen because we're unevenly yoked. Has nothing to do with what he believes in as far as religion, or maybe it does, but on a deeper level. And I'm already at the point in my life where I know I can't control nobody. I ain't trying to make you believe in what I believe in. I ain't trying to make you do anything that your soul and heart doesn't naturally vibe to doing. You understand? Now, if you naturally want to get to this point and we vibe together, then we're not unevenly yoked, and this relationship is probably more promising. Okay? But what happens is people who are unevenly yoked pay no mind to that. Pay no mind. They hide. They put on facades. They show, even women or boys or whatever, whoever's on the higher ends of the spectrum can also play pretend and act like they're okay with this. But your inner reality, which is on the inside, the things that you believe, the place that you're already at on a vibrational level, you can't hide that. You can't hide that. So when your relationship starts on the outside of you, on the inside, the relationship starts to show shit that you don't want. Behaviors that you don't accept. Experiences that you've already been done with in life. You've already passed these tests and moved on with your life. Okay? When that starts to happen, when people are in relationships and they act like that's okay, oh, that's all right. Now girl, please, I already know, he's a liar. He does things like, oh, girl, no, he just came home from, work late or whatever. That's when you're regressing yourself down to their level. You're putting on a mask like that shit is all right. And you're still unevenly yoked because inside of you, the inside, the soul, the true self, okay? Look at last year's episodes about that. That person knows, that inner knowing knows that this is unevenly yoked. And it wants to get out. That's why you're raging. That's why you're nagging. That's why you're complaining. That's why you're telling him like, yo, I don't know where this is going, and so on and so forth. That's why you're giving him hints that this relationship is about to stop anyway, okay? Because your inner reality is not matching up with your outer reality. It's because you're unevenly yoked with your partner, all right? Now, I know that you guys have probably been in relationships with people for 10 years, 20 years, got children, bills, commitments, all types of shit together. Credits, or cars, assets together, businesses together. I get it. Okay, so the unevenly yoked thing is the behind the scenes. It's the behind the curtains actions, okay? Let's look at it in another way, all right? All right, boom. You're in a relationship with your boo. You're in love with your boo. You're faithful, you're loyal, you're doing all the right things according to what you know a healthy relationship is. Your boo cheats on you. And then right then and there, that's an evident sign that, you guys are vibrating on different frequencies. It doesn't necessarily mean that he's a bad person or she's a bad person. It means that they're not communicating or understanding the vibe that you're on, nor are they on that same vibe, because there's something outside of you that they're interested in for themselves. And it doesn't mean necessarily that they're in love with another person, they want to be with another person. It means that some experience in their life is unfulfilled. Something that they want to do is being unfulfilled. So they have to secretly do this and that in hopes to not get caught and not let you down and let you catch on to them. But my question is, how is that really fair? If we know that our emotions are not facts, right? And we know that they change with circumstance, then isn't it some sort of a way, like, if my feelings change in the relationship based off of whatever vibrational things and whatever levels we're moving and fluctuating on, shouldn't I feel safe enough to say, I don't think this is working for me no more? And how many of us don't do that out of fear? because we're gonna let someone else down and so on and so forth. But however, no matter like if you're in a relationship and you know you don't want to be in it no more, this person didn't even have to do anything wrong. You don't even need a reason for it doesn't have to get to the point where a person does something that hurts you in order for you to get out of a relationship. That is an unhealthy pattern. Okay? You have to start to understand the normalcy of the body and your emotions and the chemicals that are happening and just the evolution process of being a human. You got to start. That shit is so important. You have to master your purpose on life and like the normalcies of the things that occur while being a human and going through this journey. It happens to all of us. You understand? So chances are while you're hanging out with your friends and y'all talking about all the shitty boys and this is, nobody's not really shitty. Or you with your dudes and y'all talking about how hoish these girls are, whatever. Everybody's going through a similar journey together. And when the time comes that they're done with the relationship that they've had with you, they should not have to feel guilty in order to leave it. You understand? They should be able to say, yo, you know what? This is not what I want. My feelings have changed. So on and so forth. And yes, it's devastating sometimes. And yes, it's not what we would want on the other side if we're in that position. But everybody needs to start learning and understanding that this is pretty much normal. It's normal. Growing in and out of relationships is just as normal as growing in and out of clothes. Okay? It's that normal. I'm going to say that one more time. Growing in and out of relationships with people, no matter what kind of relationship, friendship, family, business, intimate, romantic relationships, whatever. Even relationships with your own family, you know what I'm saying? Like your children or your parents. Growing in and out of relationships is as normal as growing in and out of clothes. Okay? And we have to stop having this idea of, oh my God, if they leave me, I won't be able to live. That is not the case. You will live. I promise you, there will be bigger, brighter, better days for you. Sorry. So apparently my camera doesn't have any more room in the SD card, and I had just filmed a vlog for my grandmother's party, so I need to edit that before I continue. So I'm super sorry. I got like 6 minutes really quickly to wrap up the ending of this, because I wrapped up the whole film, but it didn't record it, so I have to do it over. So I'm going to say this. Breaking up is hard to do. No matter if you're the person who wants to do the breaking up, who's done with the relationship, who is being broken up with, okay? Breaking up is hard. It's going to be hard, but it's a normalcy. It's something that's super normal and sometimes must occur in order for you to grow to your highest self or to your better good, or for you to be the person that allows the other person to grow. Each person has the ability to unlock other things in another person. That's why we have so many relationships and why there's so many people in the world. So anyway, breaking up is a huge part of life, okay? It's not easy, but it's normal. And we have to start mastering that and understanding that we are not supposed to hold people by guilt, fear, shame, responsibility, or any of those things. Feelings change, and we have to learn how to change with them. That way we don't deprive ourselves of our higher experiences. Okay? Now, if you guys have any questions and you want to talk about anything else breakup-wise, please email me or comment, subscribe, click the subscribe button. Make sure you guys hit that. Make sure you hit the little bell that notifies you that whenever I post something, so we can continue these conversations. I'm thinking about doing a live. So the more subscribers I get, the more live conversations I will have. That way we can all, talk together. And people can ask me questions just in case I mix something up or I forget something, because that happens a lot. So I write notes, but when I get up here and I start kicking it, I just don't remember the notes always. I get scattered brain. One subject brings up another thing. But that's how I like it. I just like to be authentic and be myself. So I'm not going to change that. So if you guys have any questions, please subscribe. Please comment. Please like, and also follow me on Instagram, Janessa Rose. It's Janessa_Rose_. And on my other non-for-profit social media is Motivational Monsters Social. No breaks. Motivational Monsters Social. @Motivational Monsters Social. Also follow me there. I'll be posting these little clips there as well. Alrighty, that's what we're going to do for now. And I'm going to try to bring back a part 2. But if you guys don't send any questions, I might not bring it back. Love you guys. Thank you so much. So happy to be back. Love y'all. Don't be scared of breaking up. Bye.